Hello, long time no hear. It's been a while since I've actually been on here doing any kind of voiceover. I've done some shorts and some vacation videos, but there is a reason why I haven't been doing a lot of cooking videos. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you now while we watch this footage of some flowers that we bought this last weekend and planted in our little garden and stuff. Man, our yard really, we needed to do a lot of yard work. So I had these older planters, and I thought, well, I'll just dig this one up and plant some flowers in it, only to find the world's largest ant pile ever decided to take over my planter. Maybe that's why my tulips never came up, so we had to get rid of all that dirt, start new. Anyway, so where have I been? Why haven't I been around too much lately? Well, it's kind of a long story. Let's see, I guess it started about 9 months ago or so. I haven't been feeling good for several years, and I've seen every doctor, every specialist. I had every test, and they were all inconclusive. They all said you have some kind of autoimmune disorder, and we don't know what to tell you. We don't know which one it is, but you just don't feel good. That's that. One of the other things I was feeling in addition to that was my arthritis. I do have arthritis. I've had it since I was 36, so I've had it for a while. It was getting out of hand in my hands. It was getting really, really severe. So severe, I had to go to physical therapy. I couldn't even drive hardly anymore. It was so bad. My hands were just, my fingers were like sausages and very, very painful. They told me I had to wear compression gloves. And look at the pretty rainbow when I water these flowers here. Little begonias for the front yard. Central Texas. I think we're zone 8A. Anyway, back to the hands. Compression gloves and do all these exercises. And she said, you might want to consider your diet because there's certain foods that are inflammatory. And I knew exactly what she was talking about. I was gluten-free for many years, and then I wasn't. And I know that gluten, wheat, is an inflammatory food, and I know it can make your arthritis worse. And I didn't want to go off gluten again because I like it. I like bread. I like stuffing. I like all those things. I really like donuts. But the pain was just out of control. This is my crepe myrtle, by the way, that we planted last year. Looking really good in the backyard. So last July, I decided to go off the gluten again. And everything went away. All of it. The autoimmune disorder went away. The arthritis, it didn't go away, but it decreased by about 90%, I'd say. I didn't have to wear the compression gloves anymore. My blood work had been abnormal. All of it. Every single test. 100% abnormal. Not one normal thing. And after I went off the gluten, what a shock. It's all normal. Hello, Spencer. There's our little Bichon Spencer. So I don't have celiac, but I guess I had some kind of gluten intolerance, wheat intolerance that caused me to not feel very good and have all kinds of issues. My body just totally rejects it. So I stopped eating gluten again last July. Now, this is dinner. I'm going to make dinner here. This is a honey garlic chicken by Natasha's Kitchen. I followed the recipe. I did use, of course, gluten-free flour. And I used tamari instead of soy sauce, some garlic, some honey. It's a very easy, very delicious, very simple dish to cook. And I served it with a little bit of rice. So around the same time, I had a completely separate issue. Now, this issue I've had for about 10 years. It just snuck up on me and got progressively worse over the years. And I kind of knew what it was. Don't know what caused it, but I had to go get a formal diagnosis. Basically, what was happening was I was never hungry. I hadn't had an appetite. Actually, it's more like 15 years. I haven't had an appetite in 15 years. I'm going to score the chicken here, by the way. Talking about no appetite here. For this honey garlic chicken. And I'll link Natasha's link to this recipe in the description box. Anyway, I'm never hungry ever. And the doctor said, I think you have gastroparesis, which is slow gastric emptying. Basically, you just digest very slowly. So I had to go do last July, I had to do a gastric emptying test. You go to the hospital, to the nuclear medicine wing, and it's about 7 or 8 hours long. They give you radiated eggs, and I hate eggs, and I really don't like radiation, but you have to take radiated eggs, and then every hour they x-ray your stomach to see how long it takes to digest. And I don't even know what normal is anymore. I think normal is, about every 3 or 4 hours your food digests, right? Nope, not for me. Not with gastroparesis. And I noticed when they did the scans that food wasn't going anywhere. And I got the results back, and sure enough, I have gastroparesis, pretty severe. Takes on average, if I follow the gastroparesis diet, then it takes about 21 hours for my food to digest. The gastroparesis diet is a no fiber, so no fruits, no vegetables. Some people might be like, yay, no fruits and vegetables, but I actually like fruits and vegetables. I miss fruits and vegetables. And obviously what I'm cooking here is not on the gastroparesis diet. This was my cheat day. This was my cheat meal for the week. But no fruits and low fat. They like low fat. So, I mean, you're kind of limited if you follow it exactly that way, especially since I can't eat wheat. I can't have any gluten either. So the diet I found over the last few months that works best for me with the gluten intolerance and with the gastroparesis is basically the carnivore diet. So that's what I've been doing. I do a very light version or a modified version, obviously, because what I'm cooking here is not carnivore. But I'd say about 4 days a week I follow a strict carnivore. I have steak and eggs cooked in tallow and butter, and that's it. I eat once a day. That's it. Sometimes I switch out the steak for like hamburger patties, just plain hamburger patties. Red Diamond kosher salt, no pepper. I follow it exactly, and I feel great. Now, it still takes about 17 to 18 hours for me to digest, but I don't have that sick, full feeling anymore. I don't have the nausea. I just feel better. In fact, I don't even feel like grossly full like I used to. Here I am going to Costco to get said steaks, because is the carnivore diet like the most expensive diet known to man? I mean, seriously, can I pick a more expensive diet? So I do that about 4 days a week. A couple days a week, I'll lighten it up a little bit. I'll modify it. Maybe I'll have a little sauce or something. I'll make a little gluten-free sauce, or maybe I'll have some mustard. Like I'll make a pork tenderloin with the mustard sauce, something like that. It's not carnivore. It's still kind of keto, I guess. It's still gluten-free. And I do feel it. It takes longer to digest, maybe 20, 21 hours or so, instead of 17 or 18. But I don't feel sick. I feel fine. And it keeps things exciting because I do love food. I enjoy food very much, and I like sauces. So, and then I don't do it maybe every week, but on average, every 10 days, maybe twice a month, I'll have a little bit of a cheat day like I did here with the honey garlic chicken, which turned out delicious, by the way. A little too salty with the tamari, but very good. Or I might have a little bit of rice. Maybe I'll use some gluten-free flour to make some chicken cutlets. Maybe I'll have, very rarely because I don't like it that much, but sometimes I'll do like a gluten-free pasta. Maybe I'll make, enchiladas. Of course, corn tortillas, we can eat those. They don't have any wheat in them. I do that about once a week, every 10 days or something maybe. I don't get sick. I don't feel fantastic afterwards, and it does take a long, long time to digest when I do that. But not so severe, not so bad that I, don't do it. I do it. Another cheat that I do, and this, it's okay for gastroparesis, it's fine for wheat intolerance, but it's got a lot of sodium, so you retain a lot of water. Is about once a week I treat myself to a homemade charcuterie board Of course, I don't do breads or nuts. Nuts is the worst thing, by the way, you can eat with gastroparesis. Absolute worst. I just do the meats, various cheeses. I will do some olives. And again, it's just the sodium. You really, because I don't use a lot of salt normally. So it's a lot of sodium. But it's fun and I love it. And anyway, sorry, I got interrupted there by a phone call because I didn't put my phone on airplane mode. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, and I do love it. I love my charcuterie board little cheat once a week. And I still drink wine, and I do drink some spirits. So you gotta have something, right? But I mean, really, I don't do desserts except for special occasions. I do miss dessert sometimes, but overall, gluten-free has come a long way lately, and it's a lot easier to get access to gluten-free items. But I mostly am doing carnivore, and that's why I'm talking about this channel. What am I supposed to do on this channel? You don't want to watch me cook steak and eggs every video. I mean, Guga cooks steak every video, but he does kind of weird, interesting things that I just don't do. I'd gone to Home Depot earlier in the day, and I'm about to replant my herb garden here. That is last year's mint that I tried to, I didn't do anything to it. I did nothing to it. I thought it would just die, and it didn't. Mint, it'll survive the apocalypse. It'll be cockroaches and mint, I tell you. That mint looks great. But I bought some basil, some parsley, and some oregano. I forgot cilantro. I got to pick that up. Again, none of this is on the carnivore diet. But my husband makes a lot of salsa and he likes cilantro. Anyway, so the future of this channel, I don't know. Should I switch more to like a vlog type thing? Do you want to watch me make steak all the time? Do you want to watch my cheat meals? Do you want to watch me do anything at all? Let me know. Get back to me on what you think. I do, as you can see, I do some gardening. I can do a vlog type deal. I can show you my cheat meals or maybe some cocktails. Let me know. I'm just a suburban mom in Central Texas, stay-at-home mom. I can't say that I have anything all that interesting going on to talk about in a vlog, but I could probably figure a few things out. There's my oregano. I'm going to use some oregano today because today's another cheat day. I'm making some Greek chicken patties, which is basically just a Greek chicken meatball with a little bit of oregano, a little bit of lemon, and fried up in olive oil. So I mean, I guess it's a little more keto. Definitely not carnivore. But that's it. I can go into more detail about gastroparesis in another video if you're interested. I can go into more detail about the autoimmune symptoms I was having. I also had some sleep problems. That's a whole separate issue. And I had to go have a sleep study done, and that's been an interesting journey. I could talk about obstructive sleep apnea in another video if you want. I don't know. You tell me. I only have, I think, 200 followers, and I don't know how many are bots and how many are real, but if anybody wants to get back and let me know, I think that's probably where this channel's going to head, because I can't cook all those interesting things I used to cook anymore, sadly. And I do miss a lot of the food, but I do not miss feeling sick at all. This is much better. It's much better for everybody involved, especially me, to be feeling better so that I can do all the things I need to do and not have these horrific, horrible stomach aches and nausea and all that all the time. So there's my little herb garden. And I'm going to end the video here. If you want to give me a like and subscribe and maybe leave a comment, and I will catch you on my next video. Thank you. Bye.